We are Team Gecko, and we are honored to be a part of the Harvard Global Case Competition. Our members come from diverse backgrounds in finance, technology, energy, and consulting. Tanya is a creative thinker and statistician, with professional experience in consulting at KPMG. Praneeth is a data cruncher and research specialist. He has extensive experience working as a senior software engineer with both Microsoft and Oracle. Ilya is the business developer, the man with a plan. His experience includes working in the energy sector and within startups. Vishesh is the finance guru that began his career as an investment banker at Ernst & Young before returning to work for his family's global trading company. And finally, Rafi is a design engineer. His experience includes working as a project engineer in the mining and energy sectors. Team Gecko would like to recommend that Syntonix should accept an offer for the acquisition by Biogen. The challenges facing Syntonix, from funding limitations to time constraints, are considerable. We analyzed the stakeholders' objectives, as well as other alternative solutions for Syntonix, and based on our findings, we determined that the buyout option will help ensure the success of the ultimate objective for the founders, seeing as many drugs as possible reach the finish line. The biotech industry is poised for explosive growth, with sales expected to grow to $250 billion by 2008, accounting for 20% of the world's pharmaceutical market. More specific to Syntonix, the treatment of blood disorders is experiencing an average annual growth rate of 6.7% and a market size of $35 billion by 2008. Hemophilia, anemia, fertility, and multiple sclerosis are the main blood disorders, with hemophilia showing the fastest growth rate amongst them. The potential to grow in these industries is evident, even with large and established competition in the industry. 2004 to 2006 were the cusp of intra-biotech M&A activity, with multiple high-value transactions taking place, valuing at approximately $5.6 billion. There was a noticeable decrease in the number of IPOs taking place as well, with venture capitals and M&As being the preferred choices of biotech startups. We took a detailed look at the actors and factors that hold significant influence in the biotech industry and gave a level of importance to each one. Our analysis showed that the insurance firms and the US FDA approval held the most prominent roles as gatekeepers for new drugs, with physicians following closely behind. In addition to the external factors that have influence, Syntonix has some internal risks that it needs to take into careful consideration. Syntonix has time and cash constraints, with almost $1 million a month in expenses and zero revenue coming through. Although actively collaborating with other firms to develop technology, the timeframe for potential successes are too far in the future, and the company will ultimately deplete their cash reserves by then. We considered a few options for Syntonix going forward. The criteria we used in evaluating them were the financial impact, the stakeholder acceptability, and the degree of risk and implementation timeline. Using those criteria, we came up with the following 4 different strategies. First, co-development of anemia, hemophilia, multiple sclerosis, and fertility drugs with Biogen to ensure that the drugs in the pipeline will be pushed towards the finish line and ultimately satisfy the majority stakeholders with the ROI. Second, refocus and resume drug development efforts on anemia, given prior knowledge, immense market potential, and phase 1 approval. This would ensure a leaner firm with an increased focus and a concentrated effort in pushing out one drug to the market. Third, lobby with the government to raise grants and donations, a highly recommended option given the American government's position on highly sensitive and chronic health issues, especially hemophilia. And finally, collaboration with other foundations and institutions working on anemia in order to leverage synergies and sustain innovation, drive down drug delivery cycles, and increase sources of alternative financing. After exploring the alternatives in detail, our analysis showed that our best recommendation is to suggest the buyout option laid forth by Biogen. We have valued Syntonix using the discounted cash flow method. The key revenue driver would be royalty income from sales of drugs for anemia, hemophilia, multiple sclerosis, and fertility. We believe that Syntonix can resume working on anemia and take it to the market alongside their current work with hemophilia. Based on our research, we believe that after receiving drug approvals, the company can collaborate with big pharmaceuticals and charge a royalty of 12% on sales. Given the stage of the business, we have factored in the risk in two different ways: a weighted average cost of capital of 12%, and a combined probability of success of FDA approval for each of the diseases. After arriving at the value of the business, we have added a 15% drug delivery premium, since the company can leverage the drug delivery mechanism for other drugs as well. Given the aforementioned, we have arrived at an evaluation of $169 million for Syntonix. We believe the valuation would satisfy the majority stakeholders with a 5x return on their investments. Furthermore, Biogen has the capabilities and the strategic vision to get these drugs into the market, and we are confident they would be able to fulfill your dream of seeing your drug save precious lives in the future.